welcome to Fast Cars, Fast Girls with Abby and Molly.
Hey everyone, a bit of a bonus episode for you on this awesome Monday after a super exciting qualifying weekend. This past weekend, we had an opportunity to sit down with Chris Wheeler of Bell Helmets at their store front in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then later on in the weekend, we had a brief chat with Dr. Billows, who's head of INDYCAR Medical. So hope you enjoy these. We'll be dropping our full episode on Wednesday, going over everything that happened. So stay tuned, and as always, thank you for listening.
What's up?
First of all, how are you doing?
I'm awesome.
Good. Good.
I'm awesome. It's a beautiful, fast Friday at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
It's a hot one out there. Be careful, it's a hot one.
Yeah, it's like Florida hot today.
Yeah.
It's Florida
yes.
hot.
No, it's not.
Says the kid from Jupiter, Florida Center in the background.
That's true. Yeah, it's all right.
So yeah, let's.
We are okay. Yeah.
We're slowly getting some of the situation here in our office sorted out. People leave us alone.
That's okay. You know, those drivers are very needy people.
No, they should be good now as long as they don't try and put themselves across the concrete again for a while. We'll be all right.
God in heaven.
So yeah, so what's going on, ladies? What are we doing?
I think we're just chatting with you.
You want to make some magic? What are we doing here?
Whatever you want, just kind of run through it.
All right. Well, here I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
We're going to start this off backwards.
Okay, let's
36 cars entered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
35 active as of right now after Kyle Kaiser fences it.
Yeah.
Who qualifies 34th and 35th?
I bet I could guess who you want to qualify.
Yeah, we can't.
You probably
say
could,
that,
but
you know,
but realistically,
I'm actually gonna go with a unpopular opinion. It's been not great for McLaren.
It's true.
They're gonna be on the bubble.
yes, they will. They will be on the bubble. Yeah,
I
think it's a very different month of May for them than last time.
They pull magic out of the air, but I don't want it. But I think Hanley and Dragon Speed's gonna have a tough chance getting in there, and then.
Well, this is what's beautiful about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
I said my answer was going to be it could be anybody.
Yeah,
That's
Rack
just it,
chooses.
and that's what makes this place so special.
I mean, it could be willpower.
Is that like,
you don't know?
All personal beliefs and reasoning aside, like
Yeah.
all 36 of them are making the effort, and that's hell of a lot more effort than I'm making.
That's
So-
true. Yeah, like.
But I'm really pumped though that it's going to stop at 33, and we're not going to bend the rule, and we're not going to make a concession, and we're not going to hand out a participation trophy.
I think that's how it has to stay.
I like
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll
Absolutely,
say that.
the fastest 33 souls.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that.
Not the best, most political souls.
Nope. Who's
Not
ever
the most
quicker.
well-branded
No.
souls. Not the biggest advocate for dogs and spade and neutering souls. Just the 33 fastest.
Yep. I think there are tens of thousands of fans who agree with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Based on I say on the open test at the end of April, I enjoyed as I came up, I took a picture of somebody who had spray painted #fastest33 and just spread it across their windshield. Like they came parked, put it across the windshield of like, in case you don't talk to me and I don't get to say it to you, I just want everybody to know how I feel about this. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm here for that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're at that time though. It's Fast Friday. Guys are trimming out.
Speeds are going up.
They're trying to look for solo runs.
Mm-hmm.
And this place has the ability to remind you that either you respect it or you go home.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things we always say is the track chooses, and she chooses who's going to win, and sometimes she chooses who needs to be reminded.
She's a harsh
She's
mistress.
Very
Yeah.
harsh here.
Yeah, she likes sarsaparilla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually feel like this is going to be a great year for Hench because, he had the year where he crashed and almost died, and then he came back and won the pole.
Yeah.
And then he
No,
was bumped
that's
last
it,
year.
right?
So it's like we're like, he can come back. He can come back and win this year. It's kind of like, well,
Well, that's just it.
Now you remember. And
that is. We talked about that last night at dinner. With Hinch having that odd year streak going. It's one of those things. It'd be a fantastic story.
It would be.
All the guys there at Aerosmith Peterson are just good people.
they are.
Every staff member there, you can't say a bad thing about any of them. So,
No.
I'm a little biased because I think their team manager is the best in the business, but
Okay.
it'd be really cool for them. Or, just for the team's sake, we could put Erickson up there. He wears a bell. Jack Harvey and Myers Shank. I mean,
I would lose my mind if he won.
pretty much all I care about right now is that everybody's safe, and one of the 18 people wearing a bell helmet wins the race.
There you go.
Yep.
I understand that here. Safety.
We do it all for the gram.
Exactly.
Speaking of Graham Rahal, another one. If he could just pull this thing
Oh,
off,
that
Yeah.
was very smooth.
we would burn this place down,
Oh yeah.
I think so.
or at least drink a lot of Fireball trying.
Are you going to be in East End with us tomorrow? Because that's all we're doing tomorrow.
No, tomorrow no East End. I've retired from spotting. I've retired from going to East End. I don't even want to be in the general vicinity.
Oh no, that's our we're not working day. So
Yeah, but see, that's always been my working day.
so you got.
So I just
yeah.
avoided it at all. Like, I don't even like going in gate 2 now because it's too close to turn 1 spotter stand.
Starts to
I
get-
want to go through gate 9 every day.
You got a little PTSD. You're
Yeah.
like,
Start
I
just
don't wanna-
no.
Yeah, I start yelling car links randomly.
5 behind,
Yeah.
3 behind,
Yeah.
On your left, outside. Oh god.
Clearish.
clearish.
So, Chris, I think if you could talk them through like what Bell does on.
Yeah.
Do a real.
So
Yeah.
hey, I'm
You
just.
guys actually have to work.
I know.
I'm here for
That's
whatever you guys want to talk
No,
about.
come on.
Yeah.
Tell us about this because
Yeah, so-
this is one of our favorite things to learn. Everybody sees everybody wear the helmets.
Yeah.
Everybody sees everything, but like not a lot of people understand it, and that's something we love.
Well, it's something that we're really proud of.
Yeah.
Bell's been around since 1954, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway since day one has been, where we truly are able to improve and innovate. And
Yeah.
for us to be fortunate enough to have our trackside workstation here, our trackside DNA center is what we call it. That's really good things for us. It allows us to be here. Like I said, we have 18 drivers trying to qualify for the 103rd Indianapolis 500, wearing a Bell helmet. There's so much history and legacy, but out of this facility right here, every day 18 helmets come back in. We'll clean them. We'll disassemble visors.
Okay.
Clear off the tear offs that are left. Get rid of the visor panel. We have the ability to inspect post crashes. But a normal day, like we'll roll in 7:38. Some of the guys will. Bless you. And then just kind of do rounds, do checks. Some of the engineers might want different wicker placement for that day. Just make sure everybody's good. Shield color, maybe with cloud cover change. Guys might want a different color on. We'll get those swapped out, and we'll monitor them running all day long. You can see we've got the big TV here. We'll monitor helmet movement for our guys as well as our competitive helmet manufacturers. We'll monitor this stuff. We'll make trips up and down pit lane, and we'll take notice of where wickers are placed. The AFP has thrown a bit of a curveball at us this year.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact science behind it, but it's obviously splitting air, and air's detaching and then joining back into a stream, and it's done some very unfortunate things to the helmet movement. But we've got decades and decades of data that we can pour through, and we're led by Kyle Kitzman, who's been coming to the Speedway since the 90s with Bell. And he has a lot of knowledge, and he's always ready to kind of hand over the tools and whatever we need to do the job. And like I can confidently sit here right now as we watch Cars on Fast Friday, and we watch other types of helmets move around that ours aren't nearly as bad as the others. I think we have the advantage on that. We had 5 staff members here at the open test.
Oh wow.
Just to be safe,
Yeah.
right? Some of these other helmet guys didn't have anybody here, so we take a lot of pride in that. We really push to enhance comfort and driver performance also with our helmets. It's not just strap this thing on and avoid the bugs. We'll see you in a few hours.
Yeah.
We're pushing every day, and so like I said, we're fortunate to be able to be here. Though obviously we have our Main Street Speedway office, which is where our racing program is based out of, as well as our digital and social content group. But okay, that's driver 7-iron with the wind at your back. I mean, so we're right there, but just to be right here makes us that much better off, and we can service our guys.
Yeah, so like, just to kind of circle back, so like the drivers will actually end of the day, they're gonna be like, hey, here's my helmet. You'll
Yep.
take a look at it for them.
Come back in, they drop them off.
Wow.
We line them up on the rack one at a time. We'll pull them off. There's usually 2 technicians.
I had no idea you guys did
All
that.
given
that is-
times, and
Yeah.
I mean, that
It's-
makes sense. I mean, because
yeah.
it's more than just safety, like you said,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, you inspect all the other equipment at the end of the day. Why would you not inspect the helmets?
exactly. And then
Yeah.
you know, we work with great partners like, you know, Speed Bead from Stoner, and they make a great product that gets the bugs off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and so we use that, and you wipe the stuff off. You want them to look good, right? I mean, they're representing your brand as well as their sponsors. You don't want, I don't want to get on the IndyCar media site and see a picture of a helmet covered in bugs. So, you know, we do our best to clean them up, and you know, certain drivers like certain colored shields, certain drivers like certain types of tear-offs, different quantities of tear-offs. They pull from different sides.
Talk a little bit more about that. So, like, what are your options for different colors? And
I mean, on the visors, you'll see anything from a light smoke to a dark smoke. Newgarden's rocking a red right now. Bourdais rocking a silver because he has the black helmet. Ray Hall's going with blue this week.
Interesting.
Mateus Lace just went back to light smoke. Ed Carpenter's rocking a dark smoke. So, but that stuff changes, right? So Spencer Piggott yesterday had a light smoke on. He walked out of the garage 20 minutes before runtime today and said, let's go with dark smoke today. Fernando Alonso the same way. He's got his helmet sitting in his garage, and you know, he keeps his primary and his backup there. But he also has like 2 or 3 additional shields prepared that are all different tint or different colors. And then when he pokes his head out before he runs, he makes a decision on what color he wants to put on.
Interesting.
So yeah, and you know, some guys, you know, Marco, he runs a tear off that's I consider it old school. It's individual tear offs. A lot of the other guys, they run a pre-laminated stack of 10. Right, so where you can get 6 Marcos on, it's a chore. These other guys you can slap 10 on, it's no big deal. Just because of the way the different type of stuff. But each driver has their own preference.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because you see them usually after like the pit, you see them pull the stuff off, and it's
I always enjoy it when they do it when they're running. It's like they just throw.
That's tough, right?
It's,
like,
it's kind of, you know, because it's like they're littering, and so it just kind of makes me chuckle because like
$1,200 fun.
yeah, exactly.
That's never good.
We have a track inspection.
Is?
Maybe.
That's Fred from Wednesday.
Yeah.
Little understeer, done.
Yep.
Pinball.
Yep. Oh.
Did not infect buff out.
Nope.
Yep. So, but yeah, so it's more than just, you know, keeping their head safe in the event of a crash. It also, like you said, I mean, that affects how the clarity and how much they can see on the track, which especially here
is
is
not just here either.
Big deal,
like
but
our efforts,
everywhere.
our efforts in the sport aren't just here at Indianapolis. We're the only helmet manufacturer that has a representative on site at every IndyCar race, every IndyCar test, every Road to Indy test, and every Road to Indy race.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Packy, who's actually my dad, he handles all of that, and he kills it, does a fantastic job. But it's even further on than that. I mean, we'll be trackside doing service for our athletes at approximately 160 nights of racing this year.
Yeah, because you guys also do like the NHRA you're a part
We'll
of.
be at some NHRA shows.
Yeah.
We do a lot of dirt track racing. We do a lot of NASCAR
I
racing.
was about to say a lot of dirt track guys.
You know, we were just talking last night. You know, we got Knoxville coming up here shortly.
Oh boy.
You know, and when we go to Knoxville, you know, we're there for Jacob, who's here today. Jacob and I'll be there for, I think, 12 days, 13 days in Iowa, middle of August. It's not Florida hot there at all.
Nope. No, that's Midwestern hot.
But yeah, so we'll be there with those guys for the Knoxville 360 410 Nationals. You know, we'll be Indiana Sprint Week, Indiana Midget Week.
Yeah.
Probably 10 to 12 Cup shows this year. So, and then of course, every time you have an off day and you sit around on a Sunday in Central Indiana and you wonder what you're going to do, get your ass to Kokomo. That's what they say, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So you go to Kokomo Speedway, the baddest bull ring in the Midwest, and go see some non-wheel sprint car racing.
It's good.
I can say this now because it's been long enough since I've had that job. My first time that I went to Kokomo, a bunch of my cousins were there, and they live in Kokomo, but they still camp out and do the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was working nights, and I was like, and a couple of them were in from out of town. I'm like, oh, I'll pop over after work. So I said, you know, text me when. I said, whoever the last person to bet is, text me and tell me what supplies you need. I'll hit Walmart on my way. Like, and I said, I'll bring Bloody Marys, mimosas, whatever. We'll have a good time. So I show up about 8 a.m. and wake them all up. They all went to bed about 4:30 a.m. Wake them up, make them start drinking again because it's the end of my day, and by noon. I was calling into work sick because I was like, I think I'm gonna have to stay. This is too much fun, and it's just, I mean, that place is a blast.
It's a blast.
You
It definitely
can't,
is.
and you can't beat the crowd.
No.
Yeah. Oh. No, I wholeheartedly agree. Get your ass to Kokomo if you got nothing else going on.
I'm so. I I think people don't understand what all goes into like the helmets.
Well,
you know?
it's just the journey that we've been on to be here. I mean, if you look over on the shelf, one of the very first full face helmets is there. It's got a fixed shield and recessed inside the helmet.
That's so weird.
I mean, you couldn't even adjust the shield.
Yeah.
You look up to the very top, you see the orange one that's destroyed. That was Salt Walter from the start of the 1973 Indianapolis 500.
Wow.
Wow.
When his car split and he slid his head across the track. Come a long way from that. Then to look at, Jake right now is across from us working on Oliver Askew's HP7 that he ran at the Indy GP and is now getting prepared for the Freedom 100.
Yeah.
As Oliver looks to campaign for an Indy Lights title. So
Yeah. It's just it's amazing. Like we keep saying, people think, oh, it's just on their head, that's it, but there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
There is.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
This is one of
They'll
Jacob's.
appreciate
This is one of Jacob's deals. This is our cutaway helmet.
Oh, I'm so into this.
Okay.
So I would offer it for you guys to take it home, but my computer won't let me sell anything half off.
That's I like this. I like this.
Dad jokes for
That was
days.
a
Oh,
hardcore
here.
dad joke.
Dad jokes are great. So one of the cool things here, and you guys, I'll pass this around. So you can see the different layers of foam, but you can also really get in here and you can feel the different thickness and stiffnesses
yeah.
of it. So you can see how when an object comes in and strikes the helmet, how the different layers could absorb that energy and dissipate it back around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it so the camera can see it. I mean, it's almost like your own safer barrier inside of the car.
Absolutely.
Or inside of the helmet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got to dissipate that energy somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere because we don't want it on our heads.
Well, I say,
No. I'm just touching things now, sorry.
I'm a nurse and I've worked in trauma, and I'm like, yeah, no, we definitely want all that energy dissipated before you get anywhere near the skull. So,
And that's part of the thing. I mean, and that's kind of what,
Yeah, that really is cool.
really, really, really lucky to have the group that we have that works here.
Yeah.
Because every one of us does this for a personal reason too. It's not just a job, right? You just don't go to work and say, I'm going to work on helmets. It's going to save somebody's ass when they hit the fence at 240.
Sure.
That's not what you do. But it's like I've had 16 concussions and 2 brain bleeds in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've gotten pretty lucky. So now I get the opportunity to help talk to people, communicate, and consumer education is the biggest thing in our business. And that's people understanding why a good helmet is important, why working with a company that has this technology is important. Jacob's the same way. Jacob raced for a long time. He also played a lot of football, Indiana high school football.
Oh gosh, yeah.
He's had his marbles rolled around a couple times, but he's very passionate about it, and making sure that it doesn't matter if you're racing a street stock at Putnamville on a Saturday night or you're running the Indianapolis 500. We want everybody that straps on a Bell helmet to be able to go home safe to their family.
Definitely.
And so that's really why we do this. The stories are fun, right? Like Joseph Newgarden, IndyCar champion, that was awesome, right? Because he wears a bell, and he Joey Logano last year in the Monster NASCAR Cup Series winning that was great, right? All these cool things, but like the ones that really matter are when you get that email or that thank you card from somebody in the mail that says, here's a picture of my helmet, and then here's a picture of me with my 3 kids and my wife the next day, so thank you. Like, because that's what means the most.
yeah.
That's insane.
That's why we're here, though. That's why we pour literally, we don't have off days. Even, from my honeymoon to vacations, there's not a day where my phone doesn't ring. And you pick it up. Jake just recently moved to Indianapolis. He's been living in Petersburg, Indiana, for over a year.
Yep.
Traveling back
Oh
and
my
forth
That's a horrible drive.
from the state line. But he did it out of passion for what we do.
Yeah.
And our entire group is like that. And so
That's awesome. So you've raced some, but like you said, you guys all have a passion in it. So how did you end up where you are? What's your story as to how you got the racing bug?
from Long Beach, California, originally.
Oh, okay. Car culture.
And my dad actually, he was a bit of an entrepreneur, owned a few different types of businesses. One of them he was involved with in the off-road world was making stickers at the time. They were all die cut. Like there was no printers. You had a light bar table and you had to overlay logo on top of logo for multicolor action there. And the couple that he was business partnering with, they got a divorce, and he grabbed his stuff and said out. So you got to go. And so my mom was actually working for a massive networking company. She was in Minnesota at the Mall of America, helping network that place before it opened. And my dad's accountant owned part of an IndyCar team. Formerly, it was PIG Racing. Vince Neal drove for him. Ted Prappis came here with Larry Curd calling the shots in the early 90s, 90, 91 area. I think they showed up with Cheever in 93. So, his accountant said, "Hey man, you could sell the same sticker in IndyCar for $4 that you can only sell for $1 in off-road." My dad said, "Point me in the right direction."
Yeah.
Well, my dad had a CDL when he was a kid because the family had a roofing company, and so he took a truck driver and fueler job under the condition that he could take his plotter, his computer, and 2 boxes of vinyl on the road with him. They said, "Sure, man." And it was like, a few races into the year, they were at Loudon, New Hampshire, and somebody needed something. And it was the first time it interfered with my dad's day job, but they needed something. Like, I think CART at the time needed a decal. And so he literally called my mom and said, "I need you to quit your job and get on the next flight to Loudon, New Hampshire." And she says, "Where's that?" Right? I mean, she's from Chico, California, just lived in Long Beach. She's like,
"What airport do I go into?" Like, I mean, I'm in, but...
And remember, we didn't have Kayak back then. You couldn't just type in a location and it gives you the closest 15 airports. Like, you had to get in the yellow pages. You had to call Delta's desk line, and you had to say, "What's the closest airport to this city?" Oh, and that's back when you could literally walk up and buy a ticket and walk on the plane.
Right.
So,
I mean, you could still walk straight through and wave goodbye to your family at the gate.
But don't forget, my dad had a landscaping company also in this, and here she was, insurance, 2 kids, the whole bit, and God love her, she said okay.
Wow.
And the first decal she made was a Mobile 1 decal for Raul Boisel's helmet.
Okay.
Oh.
She still has the helmet because she got it later on in life.
Yeah.
So that moved us to here, to Indianapolis in '94, the winter of '94. Pretty big year blizzard-wise. And
welcome to Indy.
Yeah, that was cool. And so that's really it. For the next 22 years, they went on to provide on-site service to even during the split, CART and IRL. They did both, Champ Car. They did everything. And then, man, I did what I did, and lucky Kyle Kitzman was able to sponsor me at Bell there for a while, and then I think I started spotting in maybe 06, 1 year out of high school. I think, because I just did it for the last 13 years. And it was good. It was actually Chris Griffiths, who's formerly with Sam Schmidt, who's since passed on.
Yeah.
He was at my parents' house picking up decals, and he said, "Hey, I need a spotter for this test tomorrow. Are you open?" And I said, "Sure." Well, my dad started spotting in 03 for Dixon when they did the merger, or when they came over. And so I spotted for Jay Howard that next day at a test, who I'd known because I worked with Jay in karting. And then they asked me to do the race, and they asked me to do the race at the 500 with Erickson Dare. And that's just kind of where it stuck with. So I did that for a little while, and then everybody came over, and Mitch Davis called me. Because Dale Coyne said, "What, we need spotters? What else do we need to spend to go to this series?" And so Mitch Davis hired me for Bruno, and then I think we ran through Lloyd and JXE, and spent a few years with Justin Wilson. And then I actually ended up, I think I just finished my 7th year with Bourdais last year.
Wow.
So I went from when I first started working for him, it was kind of like, cool, yeah, whatever, and it's a paycheck, to, we go on vacation together. So it's super good dude.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at you guys, but I'm also looking at the Noto reports here right now, because I'm just really anxious to see when Seb throws on another set of tires.
Yeah.
To see what he and Craig Hampson have cooked up.
It's gonna be good. It's always good to hear with them.
He's one of those that you can always count on him to throw up some good speeds here.
Definitely.
Some guys are dropping some stuff though here. Rahal went 229.4 with a Noto.
Okay.
But Carpenter's 229.8 Noto. So that's good. That's Bell 1, 2. See that's how I read this stuff. I read it by what helmet they wear.
That's
Nice.
interesting.
I wonder who's third on the Noto. I can't even see. That's why I don't spot anymore. Rossi's third. Newgarden 4th. That's cool. Herta 5th. Marco 6th. Seb 7th. So there's, out of the top 7, there's only one non-Bell. So that makes me happy.
Good. Good. It's all because
Probably because our helmets aren't buffeting as bad as the others.
I know.
There you go.
That's been real interesting to watch with that new AO.
They have
We call it the nubbin.
The nubbin.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, just saying.
it's caused a little bit of stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's not like it's something that's stupid that everybody hates. Like,
No.
Right.
like the rear bumper. Right? I mean, this is actually something that is designed to do good for us and for the name of safety. So I can't be mad at the device. It's just frustrating.
Like, because now all of a
When
sudden.
I gotta go back to the drawing board, you're like,
Yeah. So
It's like, I'm not a physicist. Why are you doing
so
so
what
hard?
happens when that? Because that open test had started and everybody kind of lost your mind. How do you guys adapt
Well,
to
that's
that?
what sucked, right? Is the weather rolled in, and
Well,
it's like we didn't get a full day of testing that day. So
Yeah.
So you had one guy who's freaking out about it, another guy says it's fine, just drive it. And it's like, okay, here we go. So you got to look at all the different equations, right? So the equations are driver height in the car, driver head position forward, backward, windscreen height, head pad, driver head pad tightness and thickness. So those are 4 variables that I can't control.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with those 4.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we just have to look into our box of tricks and look at our data and look at our research, and then we have a really good relationship with every one of our athletes and their engineers.
Oh, good.
And so we can speak openly with them about what they do, and they can know that when I leave their garage after talking with them, it stays with me and them.
That's lovely.
And so, but also at the end of the day, you don't get by with much here anymore because every team has like a third cousin that they give a pass to, and they say, "Here's a nice camera," and act like you know what you're doing. But we really want you to go take pictures of this part of the car. It's just a fact.
It is. No, it totally is.
For those of you at home, if you're watching, live practice in the speedway one day, you think, "Wow, look at all those photographers." Yeah, they're pretty much all being paid by the teams to be there.
They're planted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They actually, in the photography meeting this morning, they're like, I mean, we've been asked that if you're in a vest, don't take pictures of, like, this part of the car. And I was like, okay, but you realize everybody else who's a plant. Like, I'm not a plant.
Yeah.
But it's
Nobody's
like,
paid me, but, like, okay, but everybody else sees it. It's open, yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that teams go through training wise, like we were watching earlier with the coverage on the NBC Gold, and they were setting the rear wing angle in Connor's car, and the camera came up around the right front corner, and the mechanic had enough insight while doing his job to know that he needed to take one step right.
Wow.
And block what the angle gauge read as the camera came through, and then you could see him step right back out of the way since the camera had gone. And I was like,
dang.
Somebody's been doing their homework.
Exactly,
Like-
yeah, like, props.
yeah, somebody give that guy a high five for head on a swivel. Like,
Yeah.
oh, let me just slip in here real quick. Oh.
That's amazing. Yeah, I guess people don't realize how many of the variables you guys have, like, no hand in. Like, the tall...
But easily gets put on you like, well, you guys need to change that.
Well, that's just it. Like,
you're
everything's like, hey, dude, my helmet's moving. You need to fix it. I'm like, okay.
You're like,
well,
the helmet's not the reason that your head's moving, actually.
so let's do this.
like, well, we can do what we can do, but...
Yeah, no, we did a lot. I mean, we work with these guys
Sure.
great, and they come to us. The engineers will come in, and we'll close the door and say, this is what we find. This is what we think's best. We'll run this windscreen up. Sorry that we're giving. It's really expensive drag for what you're doing, but this is what it is. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care how trimmed out and how fast your race car is. The dude driving it can't see. You can't see. So
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
So at the end of the day, I guess we win that battle.
I think that's the card you get to pull out. Well, can he see them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you go on a long weekend with your friends and you come home and tell a story. And it's like, but did you die?
But did you die?
Yeah, exactly.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the motto we live by, actually.
So what kind of can you tell me what kind of variables you guys can control, or?
Yeah, I mean, we've got different wickers. We've got short, medium, long. IndyCar has a really strict set of rules as far as surface off the helmet.
Certainly.
And the height there being 1/2 inch. Also, where upon the helmet they're allowed to be. So we've just I spent a lot of long nights reading the rule book and finding ways to create something that nobody else has. And
Definitely.
but our engineers at Kyle Kitzman, like I said, our boss, he's been here doing this for a lot longer than I have. And he's been able to work over the years with our internal engineers to develop parts that work. So we don't have to keep bringing something new every year. We know it works. We might have to adjust a little bit of where exactly we put it or to what extent, but our end's pretty well dialed in comparison to some of the others.
Yeah, it's like you're making small adjustments. You're not going back to the drawing board, starting fresh each season.
Yeah.
Now, so talking about how much wear a helmet's allowed to have, I assume after a crash that helmet's done, depending.
Well, it all depends, right? I
Yeah.
mean, everything depends on. There's again a ton more variables, right? It's
Gotcha.
And IndyCar, we work great with them and Jeff Horton and his inspection team. He'll give us all the data we could ever want after a helmet after a helmet hits, and
That's awesome.
so we'll do things. We'll do physical inspections on the outside, inside. We can pull the liner. We can look for cracks. We can look for compressions in the foam, and 9 out of 10 times everything's fine.
Gotcha.
Every so often, if it's even the thought of being questionable, you just replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, for the level of commitment that we've given to our athletes into the sport, I'm not going to risk somebody's life over what I consider at this level something consumable, which is a helmet. If
Yeah.
there's any question, toss it. Let's
Err on the
scrap,
side of safety.
let's scrap a new one. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we make them every day. So
So, how many helmets does your average IndyCar driver go through in a season? Just
4 or 5.
okay.
Yeah.
I would not have thought that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to look at it too. Like, you'll have a street course helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You have a rain helmet.
Oh yeah.
You have an oval helmet. You have a permanent road course helmet. You have your Indy only helmet.
Really?
A lot of guys will do a special paint scheme, hide things in the paint for Indianapolis.
That's
Because they'll only wear them here and they'll go home, put them on the shelf. That's kind of like the thing that shows, they were a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing, you would think that the custom seat, because it's literally attached to your butt. That's the most personal part of a race car for a driver, but it's not. No, it's the helmet.
Huh.
I mean, I get it. That's the part. I mean, that's the only part that they can kind of control and like have their
A
own
little
personality.
That's their thing,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that is their one connection point, right?
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that you guys had different helmets for
I didn't
permanent
either.
road course,
Okay.
street course. So
Yeah,
what
'cause-
are the are the variables just like sight lines and different things like that?
no, well,
speeds?
yeah,
or-
honestly, it's just so the ovals tend to get kind of beat up a little bit more, so they'll want
Gotcha.
to wear the same one on every oval.
Gotcha.
The road course ones, they tend to get beat up less with debris, and unless you go off a lot or you're in the back and you're riding behind people that run out of talent. But then,
I'm gonna have to use that.
like
phrase.
like the street races, you never know what's gonna get dropped on the street, so you
Yeah.
never know when you're gonna get hit with rocks and whatever else.
Detroit, or when a pace car is gonna crash in front of you, or
Yeah, of course.
uh,
But yeah, so I mean that's really everything we do here in a nutshell.
yeah,
Awesome. Thank
that's
you.
cool. I really enjoy the Indy only because I mean the whole season is fantastic, obviously, but this place is a lot of people's first introduction into it, and it.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, I gotta say Toronto, Long Beach, Iowa, Texas. Texas has Buc-ee's, right? So how can you go wrong there?
You can't.
Road America has the best track food.
Oh yeah, they
Yes.
do.
You know,
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yes, fried cheese
anywhere
everywhere.
where there's where the RVs get to go,
It's fun.
I enjoy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Especially now that I'm not responsible for anything as far as putting on a radio.
There you go. You're good.
Yeah. Now, do you go back in a hotel or you stay out of the track the whole time?
Where?
Like when you go to like road courses and things?
Yeah, no, I don't camp.
No?
All right. Well, you're
You
missing
don't,
Camp-
just, you
camping-
don't just say it like that.
No, I
okay?
can't
like,
do it.
whoa.
Like, camping for me, honestly, is like a
Hotel
hotel,
service.
a hotel that has a door that opens to the parking lot,
Okay.
a roadway in.
Fair enough.
Which at Homestead, I've had to do that. Dover last year, I got stuck there for the Cup race.
All right.
But no, I can't do it. Like motorhome, I'm all great with the motorhome.
Sure.
I camp once a year with a group of my buddies. We go down and we go camping once for like 4 days every year in October when nobody else is on the lake, and we go wake surfing.
Oh, nice.
That's really it. Other than that, no. If Uber Eats isn't comfortable going there, either am I.
I like that. That's a good test.
I
That's
like
a good
that.
test. All right, who do you think's gonna win? Come on, now you asked us who's getting bumped. I'm gonna ask you the opposite.
Nikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we ask the hard-hitting questions.
I honestly think May 26th will go down in the history books as Ed Carpenter Day in the city of Indianapolis.
Boy,
Ooh.
it needs to happen.
Yes.
It needs to
They're
happen.
not even giving him a gold key. They're just going to rename it
Just Edville,
Edville.
Yeah.
Indianapolis. There you go.
Yes, Eddie Annapolis.
And then he's going to donate a kidney to Michael Kettlemark,
There you go.
and everybody's going to be happy.
I'm here for this.
All right, perfect.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
No, you guys rock.
We appreciate you keeping our drivers safe.
Yeah.
It's what I don't, it's part of our job.
All right. Good morning, race fans.
All 7 of you?
All 7 of you.
Here, I can hold this now. I'll hold it like this.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. I've not hit record yet.
Darn it. Now you have.
Okay. So, good morning, race fans. We have here today with us Dr. Geoffrey Billows,
Good morning.
medical director for INDYCAR for AMR. It's been quite the week for you guys.
It has been. It's been a busy week.
Yeah, probably busier than you guys like. I know. I say, in my day job, I like a nice boring shift.
Absolutely. We always prefer not to see any drivers
Yeah.
while we're here, unless they just come in to say hi.
Absolutely. Although I will say we've been pretty lucky this week that none of the drivers have been hurt really bad or anything like that. Everybody's been able to get back in the car, which is always a good thing.
That's absolutely true.
So, exciting day yesterday. Who you're rooting for in the last row shootout?
I like all the drivers.
And that's what I said. I said it's so hard. I'm like, I'm going to be disappointed about all of them. Any one of them I'm going to be disappointed about.
That's great. It's like your kids. You can't favor any one of them. You might have some that are more favored at certain times than others, but overall, you like them all.
Yeah, I think we feel the same way.
How about pole?
Oh yeah, who do you think's going to get the pole?
Gosh, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if they can actually run the shootout today.
Yeah.
It depends on what the weather's going to do.
Which it looks a little dicey to the south of us.
Sure does.
Yeah. So everybody do some rain dances to keep it away. But yeah, I hope we can get the Fast 9 shootout in today because that's always exciting.
That's my favorite.
It is
part.
very exciting.
Yeah. You said that's your favorite?
It's my absolute favorite part of the whole weekend. It's the Fast 9 shootout. It's just a speed show,
It is. Yeah.
It's a speed show.
It's a speed show, and all 3 Ed Carpenter drivers are in, which they always qualify well here. They always are very entertaining during the Fast 9 shootout. So.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So yeah, it is hard to pick a favorite. Let's see. What do you think about Juncos? I say they're in the last row shootout, but I say kind of piecing that car back together with help from other teams.
I know, it's just amazing the cooperation that you see around here.
Yeah.
And you see it year after year.
Yeah. It was one of those things that I'm like, yep, that's what makes Indy is.
Absolutely.
Every team, big, small, is like, you know what, we understand.
And it was just amazing.
It's not recording.
Oh.
It's okay.
It was just amazing that Arrow got their backup car together so quickly yesterday.
That was amazing. I mean, and I say the crowds just lost it when he came back out. Everybody just cheered, wanted to come. Yeah, but no, they did. They did some very fast work yesterday.
They did.
So,
Yes, over the last 3 days we've had some pretty significant crashes on the track. And, in looking at those incidents, it's just a testament to how safe the cars have become, how well what a great job the engineers have done in making the cars and the track safer for the drivers.
absolutely. We talked about that the other day. And you can see on TV on the bottom of the car, they've got these holes now so that it's not just a giant sail. And because we thought 5-10 years ago, all of those crashes would have ended with barrel rolls.
Oh, absolutely. And none of those cars, even though they were up almost to 90 degrees, none of those cars flipped over.
Not a single one, which is 100% a testament just to the safety and how much IndyCar prioritizes that.
Exactly. And that's really what our focus is. We don't want to take care of drivers after they've crashed. We want to make sure, we want to prevent injury.
Absolutely.
In fact, we like to prevent crashes, but we know that probably won't happen, but we absolutely want to prevent injury and improve and promote safety in the motorsports industry.
Absolutely. Well, I'd say that you guys and IndyCar should feel very proud of themselves.
Yeah.
Because all the crashes, and they looked so scary. You see all the drivers getting out, walking out, and it's just, again, we hate to see the crashes, but love to see the drivers be unharmed.
Absolutely, it amazes me every time I see that.
It is. It's pretty impressive, and especially that's one of the things that I think is the craziest for somebody that comes for the first time, a newbie, is that they see a crash like that and think, oh my gosh, are they going to be because it looks awful, but when you go, you're like, oh no, it looks worse than it is actually because of this and this and this, but yeah, it can be very, very intimidating to see for the first time.
It sure can.
Okay. So today being not a race day, but almost like a race day, what kind of schedule do you guys have as far as like your prep beforehand and everything else? How to kind of walk us through what today's going to be like for you?
Well, we have been here for a while. We got here earlier. We tried to make sure that the infield care center is open prior to gates opening, of course. And there's ambulance crews and medic crews here as soon as the garage is open. Actually, next weekend they'll be here 24 hours.
Oh wow!
We just gather our crews in the morning and have a brief discussion about what we might expect, and we make sure that we're stocked and we have all the supplies that we need to treat what we think might come in.
So with Infield Care Center being open 24 hours next weekend.
No, the Infield Care Center will be open.
No, I'm sorry.
There'll be ambulance.
Ambulance crews.
Yeah.
I was about to say, how long are you going to be here?
No, I won't be here 24 hours. Feels like it sometimes.
I was going to say, how long of a day was it for you yesterday?
It was pretty long. I was here at about 6 a.m. yesterday, and then of course we're here till after all the activities are done.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Oh God, so when this is all over, how are you going to relax? For like 2 days before you go to Detroit, right?
Yeah, it will be about 2 days. Actually, I'll have to go home and catch up on stuff that I couldn't do because I've been out here all month, like make sure the lawn is mowed, and get 2 dogs at home. And in fact, right now I have 3 because one of my daughters left her dog there last night, so of course we have to clean up after them.
Oh boy, yeah. And hope that the dogs recognize you. I get that this month when I come home. The dog's like, who are you again? Here's a treat. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, yeah. All you do is hold out a treat.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just buying love this month. It's okay.
Same.
Same.
Yep.
Yeah,
same with
it
my
works.
cats. I come home and they're like, "Who are you, human?
Where did you come from?
You don't live here anymore. You're never home."
Yeah.
So what's your favorite non-racing event during the month of May?
Oh gosh, the Rev is always an exciting
That's really
place
cool.
to be. It's really a very nicely put on event. Of course, to raise money for the foundation. So yeah, I enjoy the Rev.
Yeah, we got to go for the first time this year.
Yeah. What was your favorite?
I am shocked that this is your first time.
I know, right?
I know. They probably made a good choice in not letting us go all the time. What was your favorite food from it? Do you have one?
Gosh, I don't know. I ate at so many places. I mean, all I did was go around and eat.
Yeah.
I think I made a couple rounds through
That's
all those
good,
places. There were so many. Well, there were so many places there. It was impossible to try something from every place.
It really was. Yeah. No, that's, I think, the hardest part of the Rev event is making sure that you eat everything.
There was the one place that was out there by the pit lane that had a dessert, had some kind of ice cream with
Yes.
some kind of cookie or something on it.
Yes, the
That
cookie
was-
and ice cream.
Wow,
That was
that
good.
Yes.
Yes. Can we ask you what drink you enjoy the most?
I tried several and just a couple.
Just a cup, a reasonable amount.
Right. And I don't know if I had any particular favorite.
Okay.
I think they do a nice job. All of them do a nice job.
They
with
really
what
do.
they do.
Yeah.
They do. Well, so you said you'll have ambulance crews here 24 hours, start next weekend. How early does your day start on race day next Sunday?
Oh, about 4:30.
Okay. Well, better than Doug
that
Bowles.
right
He doesn't
there?
even get to bed that night, so
No, he doesn't. No, he'll be up all night.
he'll be up all night.
I'm not sure that guy ever sleeps.
Honestly, there's some sort of weird magic
Yes,
that he
thanks,
has.
Gail.
He has so much energy. I'm just amazed every time I see him, and I tell you, I wish that I had the energy and the drive that he does.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, it's extremely impressive.
Right.
Extremely impressive.
I was reminded that during the month of May, there's a great resident program that you put on. Can you talk a little bit about that? Yeah.
There is. We do a motorsports medicine and mass gathering medicine elective for upper level emergency medicine residents during the month of May, and I have 7 residents with me this year. It's actually a very popular rotation for them, and we even get visiting house staff almost every year. We've got a resident from Texas this year who's with us. Last year we had a resident from Michigan. We've had people from New York, from Wisconsin. IU does not accept visiting residents from foreign countries, but we've had people come and just audit the rotation from foreign countries. We had a physician from Brazil last year. We had
Wow.
a couple from the UK
Oh, cool.
as well.
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
Well, that is a great program. I mean, even if if you're just getting into motorsports and you work on the medical side, this is a cool place to be during the month of May. I think that's a wonderful program that you guys
It is,
have.
and they get experience on track with the track surface physicians, and they get experience in the pits with the pit medic crews.
Oh, cool.
And of course, on race day, they rotate through the snake pit.
Oh.
So there's experience out there.
Now, is that is that like required for the program, or is that just some fun hazing that you guys do to keep it interesting?
You know, they all enjoy going out there and seeing what goes on out there, and seeing how how we take care of people who have medical needs during the day.
Absolutely. There's one of our Twitter followers is coming to the 500 and was asking, for suggestions of what to do day of and all this business. And somebody said, go to the snake pit, walk by, check it out, but not till 10 or 11. They need to marinate a little bit so you really enjoy the show.
That's good advice.
I thought so. I'm like, ooh, marinate is exactly the right word for what happens
for that group,
between
yes.
7 and 10 a.m. in the snake pit.
Well, they're guests of the Speedway, and they're just out enjoying themselves and having a great day at the races, and that's really what we want to promote is people coming out here and having a good day and staying healthy and staying out of trouble, and we just try and keep people safe out here.
Absolutely. Yep. Stay healthy, stay hydrated. Right. Remember your sunscreen. If you forget,
we have it.
They have tons. They are happy to share. Nobody wants you to have heat exhaustion.
No.
That's true.
All right. Well, any final thoughts? We'll let you get back to work.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me out here. It's always fun talking to you guys.
Thanks, Dr. Billows. We appreciate you.